Hi folks, Michael Robinson here with MichaelRobinsonArt.com. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Art. Normally I wear my artistic beret. Today I'm wearing my fedora because fedora is featured prominently in this piece that I'm going to be talking about, which is called Introducing Ray Montenegro. I rarely leave the house without my fedora on, or I have like 6 of them or something like that. And you'll see in a moment there's a lot of emphasis on the jewelry, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But let me tell you the basis, the original idea kind of came for this. I was looking to do like a self-portrait, a satirical one, and this kind of popped out from my Klee book. I'm a big fan of Paul Klee. Seen a lot of his stuff in art galleries. I have a couple of books about his art, and so I kind of decided to do this as a mashup with a famous Warhol piece. He has 4 hands together, and as you'll see, these are 4 hands separated. Now, it's called Introducing Ray Montenegro because for the first 4 years that I was a serious painter, I used the pseudonym Ray Montenegro, so that when people came to the house, especially professional artists and gallery owners, they would give me their own feedback about this. They didn't know it was me doing this painting. So anyway, now I talk about this with the jewelry. Let me just show you the jewelry, and then I'll tell you why there's so much of it in a moment. We got this chain, and then we put this guitar on there, and that's a reference to the fact that it's got like diamond studs. They're fake, they're like zirconia or something like that. But the idea is I'm a former guitar player, and I wore a lot of jewelry on stage. These are eyes, but they're made of mirrors. You ought to be able to see the reflection in there of my window and so forth in there. The fedora here, at the time I wore a little smaller fedora, and we put this feather in there just to kind of give it a little extra pop. You can see that, like on that clay paste, I left it kind of vague and amorphous, much more than that, and then I just put in sharp features to denote a face. Now this is black, but there's a lot more going on here with grays and different textures of black and stuff like that. I'll show you the jewelry in a moment, but you can see why there's going to be a lot of jewelry in this. When I was a musician, I still do wear a lot of jewelry, not maybe as much as I did back in the day, but I always have this on. Sometimes it's under, sometimes it's out. This is tourmaline. This is a beautiful piece. I've had this thing for maybe 20 years. Here's some of my rings, pinky ring with diamonds. This one's got black diamonds and regular diamonds, and this is all diamonds. Diamond earring. This was actually far more expensive than it looks. And today I'm wearing my vintage. They almost look jewel-like. This is these glasses. They got hammered metal in there. These were handmade in the 1950s. The last pair of them available in the United States. So you can imagine I'm a little bit paranoid. Anyway, so it's called Introducing Ray Montenegro, and the writing on here says, don't mean a thing. Bring this up a little closer. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that bling. That is a famous saying attributed to Duke Ellington, but lots of musicians. In my blues project in particular, I did Roadhouse Blues and Roots Rock. We would say, hey, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. So that's a kind of a way for musicians to communicate. Get the groove going, buddy. Where's that groove? Okay. Now, as a harkening back to my jewelry, just if I get a close-up here, what I did was I handmade this jewelry. I went down to a jewelry supply store, and I got these jewels. Can we see them both? No, you can only see this one. And they're different colors. And the jewel colors correspond to other parts of the 4 hands that have 4 different colors. But then I went down to the hardware store, and I just bought a piece of brass. Bought a brass rod like so, a rectangular one like 12 inches. Cut it all up. Took the jewels, glued them on there. Glued this on here. Glued these eyes on here, right? Again, it's supposed to be like my glasses. And then the same thing over here, you can see that the jewel in this one is a different color, different style. So what I wanted to do was kind of keep the painting really simple. There's just a really nice, beautiful flow here into this piece. And again, I said I like the kind of the suggestion of the face. It's the sharp objects and so forth. Really a lot of fun. It's funny, a number of professional painters were in the house, and they always remarked on this piece how much they liked it, and jokingly they would say, is that your self-portrait? I would say no, it's called Introducing Ray Montenegro. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. Kind of pulls everything together with the jewelry and the hat and the glasses and the fact that I was a musician, so we're quoting that. And again, it's Introducing Ray Montenegro because back in the day, I didn't tell anybody it was done by Michael Robinson of michaelrobinsonart.com. Listen, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Super fun piece, hanging in my dining room. People still dig it, so I've got it hanging here in the house. And as I said, it's a fedora day today for me here in the studio for michaelrobinsonart.com. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Behind the Art and a look at introducing Ray Montenegro. Take care.